So I needed it back.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2012 High School Baseball Dodge European Championship. I'm Adam Shaw, along with me, Jarrett Simpkins, and the coach, Eric Majorwitz. What a wonderful game we have today. The two top teams in Europe over the past 4 years, the Ramstein Royals and the Patch Panthers. And Jarrett, there is a history between these two teams, isn't there?
Yeah, there definitely is a history since, 2009. The Ramstein and Patch, they've been the only two teams in the championship game. In fact, I think a cumulative record, they have over 30 wins, 0 losses this season. And the last 2 years, Patch actually won the championship. 2009, Ramstein winning the very first inaugural European championship. And the history doesn't just, it goes long and deep. But also this tournament, there's a lot going on. Eric, what is it that's going on in the last few days?
Do you want a recap of the tournament, sir, or the?
I want you to tell me what you know about the last few days with Patch and Ramstein and how they got here.
Well, it's pretty much they were kind of on the road to get here. Let's see. For the tournament, Ramstein opened pool play 14-0 over Wiesbaden, while Patch dispatched K-Town 10-4. Then, also in pool play, Ramstein beat Vilsek 11-0, and Patch beat Lakenheath 9-1. Ramstein 6, Heidelberg 2. And that set up the semifinals, where Patch beat Heidelberg 14-7, and Ramstein took out Lakenheath 8-2, and that gives us our title matchup for today. Don't adjust your TV set; it's not deja vu. It's the 4th year in a row that these two are in the championship game.
And I'll tell you, after watching the game yesterday between the Heidelberg Lions and the Patch Panthers, it almost wasn't a rematch, as we probably saw the closest 14-7 semifinal game in human history when Patch Panthers were down 7-2 in the 5th inning.
Yeah. Heidelberg almost knocked them off. They scored, what was it? I think 6 runs in one inning, going up that 7-2, like you said. But after a couple of errors in the outfield at the bottom of the inning, Patch came right back.
Yeah, the errors started the floodgates, and a 5-run lead turned into an 8-run loss.
A 7-run loss, and they actually came back to tie the game in that 5th inning, 7-7, and it was, I believe it was C.J. Kellogg who came back and who had pitched, he had given up the 7 runs, came back, said, we are not losing this game. As to stay in that game, very motivated, and the team rallied behind him. So right now we're going to head out to the field, and they're going to announce the starting lineups.
Captain, number 7, playing first base, Dustin LeBay. Captain, playing left field, number 12, Caleb Dorado. Captain, pitching, number 20, John Groglushan. Catching, number 4, Jacob Van Perry. Second base, number 5, Ryan Burke. Third base, Matthew Sharpie, number 3. 44. Right field, Tyler Hughes. Center field, Justin Pendergrass. Sante Jackson. Stan Hurley. Jonathan Bowman. Robert Navarro. Christian Elliott. Steven Gronheim. Coached by Glenn Porter. Riley Moore. Number 8, Thomas Fallbush. And our assistant coach, Frank Fortunato. And welcome our visitors, Patch. Starting off with captain center field number 9, CJ Kellogg. Captain pitching number 20, Dylan Michel. Captain catcher number 5, Jack Smith. First baseman number 18, Andrew Menini. Second base number 11, Andrew Boxkemper. Third base number 7, Ruben Rodriguez. Right field, number 13, Ryan Tannenbaum. Left field, number 8, Sean Rittenhouse. At shortstop, number 6, Austin LeMay. Then rounding it off, we have number 17, Chris Cabrero. Number 8, Sean Rittenhouse. Number 1, Ross Wilson. Number 12, Justin LeMay. Number 14, Jay Deal. Number 4, Logan Tyner. And your head coach, Drake Mayberry, and assistant, Kerry Kellogg. Our officials for today's game: at home plate, Jeff Basset. At first base, Luis Rodriguez. And our third base official, Greg Temples. Now will you please join us in standing for our national anthem? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's play ball.
All right, so the Dodge 2012 European Baseball Championship getting ready to get underway, and really it's going to come down to pitching. Doesn't it always come down to that, Jarrett?
Yeah, especially with you got two fireballers with with John Grotelushin today. He brings the heat. He's throwing in the 80s. He throws a sharp breaking ball. He actually pitched last year in the 2011 championship game, and they lost the game by 1 run. I mean, when you lose the game by 1 run, and it's due to basically defensive errors, it's real tough for a pitcher. So he's really trying to get back on the horse and beat Patch today. On the other side, you got Dylan Michels, who was the Stars and Stripes Player of the Year in 2011, batting over 700 when he's up to the plate. I mean, the kid's just a firecracker. He's got a blazing fastball and also a sharp breaking ball and a changeup he can throw for strikes.
Yeah, Coach, now both these guys pitched in yesterday's game. Grodeluchin pitched 1 inning and Mazzel's had to pitch 2 innings. How do you think that's going to affect the pitching today?
I don't think it's going to affect these two workhorses that much. I mean, you know, just warming up and batting practice, you're throwing hundreds and hundreds of pitches. They just put this in place to, you know, keep the safety aspect of it. If you pitch more than 4 innings, you got to take a day's rest. So you kind of have to, you know, Patch and Ramstein are lucky in the fact that they're an embarrassment of riches. They have 1, 2, 3, even 4 studs that would be an ace on any other team.
Yeah, so it looks like Ramstein will be the home team today, and this is their home field. Now, do you think home field advantage will have any part in that, Jarrett?
It's really hard to say, but the one thing that is true is that these guys are loaded. They're chock full of seniors, so experience is going to play a big role here. And when you got this much experience and the rivalry between the field, it's almost like the home field advantage might get lost. So I don't know. It's really going to be interesting the way it pans out.
Yeah, there's 2 excellent teams, and neither team has lost a game all season. So you know they're going to be fighting. You know it's going to be a battle. And this is the 3rd time or the 4th time these 2 teams have played each other. So, Coach, is there anything now that you've seen the team a few times, but you don't get to see them in the regular season? The only time they ever get to see them is in the championship game. Do you learn anything from that?
I think it kind of hurts. We went to the regional schedule, the country's not in the best financial shape right now, so they went to the regional format. But it kind of hurts as far as the teams getting to see each other. But then again, they've been in this game time and time again against each other, so they pretty much know the book in their sleep about these guys.
Okay, so looking at the batting order for the Patch Panthers, the starting off will be C.J. Kellogg, who's batting .500 on the season. Batting second, Jack Smith, then Dylan Mazzels, who's batting .720 right now on the season. Their 4-hitter, Ryan Tannenbaum, who hit a grand slam yesterday. Then Sean Rittenhouse, then Ruben Rodriguez, Austin LeMay, Andrew Boxkemper, and Andrew Menini. So a very formidable lineup for the Patch Panthers as they will battle the one of the top pitchers in Dodge and one of the top running backs in Dodge, as you and I know, Eric, is watching the Ramstein Royals play football this year. So now, here it starts off with C.J. Kellogg up to bat. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes at the beginning of this Dodge European Baseball Championship. C.J. Kellogg waits for the pitch. Fouls it out of play to the right side. That'll get out of the park. Not a problem. But now, 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs.
Adam, this is also Ramstein is the Western Regional Champion today, and Patch is the Eastern Champion. So East meets West. It's Rocky 4 all over again.
Yep, top 1 and 2 seeds.
So Grodeluchin deals in a sharp shot right over the second baseman. A nice line drive, and C.J. Kellogg starts off the game with a single. And that's what you expect from the hot-hitting right-hander C.J. Kellogg, who pitched a few innings yesterday, giving up 7 runs, and but started the rally, I think, to get them back in that game against Heidelberg, which eventually landed them here in the championship game. So number 5, Jack Smith, steps into the box. He had a home run yesterday in that Heidelberg game, a 2-run shot. The pitch right over the plate, a nice pitch. No balls and a strike. Man on first base. C.J. Kellogg and the Patch Panthers like to run on the base paths. Both teams do, so you're going to see a lot of pressing action here. The pitch a little high, and he was able to lay off that one, 1-1.
Yeah, when you watch baseball at this level, you're going to see guys getting out there making. Well, I mean, typically when you watch baseball at this level, you're going to be watching guys make mistakes. Out here, this is the championship games. These are the 2 most fine-tuned teams in Dodge Baseball Europe right now. So you're seeing experience. You're seeing guys really focusing, not making mistakes on the base paths. It's really going to be interesting the way it pans out.
So nice breaking ball there from John Grodeluchin. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. He deals high and inside, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to the catcher, Jack Smith, who comes into the game batting .625. John Grodeluchin looking in for the sign on the 2-2 pitch. And Jack Smith able to foul it off, and he's battling back. Hey, if you'd like to send a shout out on Facebook, just go onto the AFN Europe Facebook page, say hey, say what you want us to say on the air.
Well,
pretty much
within reason.
Within reason. So 2-2 as John Grodeluchin deals. And again, right over the and they were able to get him out at second base as the shortstop, Matt Sharpie, able to field that. A nice play there to get the first out of the game on a fielder's choice. So 1 out now in the top of the first inning, score 0-0. The third batter, Dylan Mazzales, and the pitcher and the hottest hitting player maybe in Dodge Europe, batting .720 coming into this game.
Yeah, they went for a meeting at the mound there. That's because these guys, for Ramstein, there's 8 returning seniors. They know who they're playing up against. And of course, Mazzel's been in the D1 team. They've been playing each other for the last 4 years.
So John Grudeluchin looking in for the sign as Mazzell steps into the box. The pitch down in the dirt, and that gets away from the catcher, and Jack Smith will advance to second base on the pass ball. And that's something that we saw a lot of yesterday, was a lot of pass balls. Coach, when you have pass balls and mistakes, how does that affect the game?
Well, it's almost like in football when you do a false start and everything is basically self-fulfilling prophecy. You're shooting yourself in the foot.
So 1 out, man on second base. 1 ball, no strikes is the count on this 0-0 game in the top of the first. And that is a nice pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Dylan Mazzels, last year the top player in all of Dodge baseball. A nice pitch right over the plate lined out to the left fielder, who makes a diving catch for Ramstein. That's Caleb Garrido with a nice glove there. So a nice play to start off the game for them.
Yeah, he's really one of the leaders on the team. When you talk to him, you get him around his peers, his teammates. He really stands out, and he shows out with plays like that.
Well, an excellent play there. In defense, it's going to really carry one of these teams to the championship game. Wouldn't you say, Coach?
Yes, defense wins championships. The adage works in multiple sports.
So Ryan Tannenbaum steps into the batter's box, and he is batting .455 coming into this game, but had a grand slam yesterday that really pushed them past the Heidelberg Lions to get into this game and defend their 2-time title. So Jack Smith on second base, trying to get a big lead, and John Grudeluchin trying to keep him on, but a ball there, so 1 ball, no strikes on Ryan Tannenbaum. Grudeluchin looking into the catcher there. A nice pitch over the plate, fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strikes, 2 outs here in the Dodge European Baseball Championships. Grudeluchin ready to deal. A nice breaking ball right there as Tannenbaum is just able to get a small piece of that, bringing the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's a beautiful day out here, too. We've been lucky to have the weather that we've had for this whole tournament.
A little bit windy.
It'd be nice with a little more cloud cover. I'm fair-skinned. I wouldn't do well in the desert.
So Grudeluchin looks in with the 1 ball, 2 strike count. Checks the runner. Ooh, a little low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And how is the sun going to affect the outfielders when they're trying to make plays out here?
The sun affecting the outfielders? Well, I mean, I'm sure for a while now they've had to deal with their diet, properly eating and stuff like that, hydrating. But I don't think that the sun placement.
He meant as far as seeing the ball out there.
Well, I mean, unless a player's hitting it straight up in the sky, then I don't think he's going to be blinded by the light because the sun's almost directly overhead.
Yeah.
You say that's never actually happened.
Yeah, that's never happened.
No player's ever been blinded by the sun.
No.
Well, scientifically, Patch is wearing black, so they will absorb more than Ramstein.
Yeah, so we already know who has the edge. You heard it first right here on AFA.
So Grudeluchin looking at the 2-2 count with 2 outs and a man on second base. A breaking ball right over the plate and called out on strikes. Ryan Tannenbaum just looking. So that does it for the top of the first inning. Score 0-0. They were able to get 1 hit in that inning. Jarrett, is that what you expected to see from the offense of the Panthers to start off the game?
Well, in talking with John Grudeluchin, the starting pitcher for Ramstein, he said that the first 4 guys in the patch lineup are going to be the most difficult. But really, when you're talking about, yeah, and you see there with the throw, when you're talking about the patch players, their first 7 guy, anybody in the team can just strike the ball at any time. I mean, they have I think it was 8 guys who have gone deep this year. Really, Grudeluchen's got to be worried about how he's throwing, who's he throwing to. I mean, it's a dangerous lineup.
It is a dangerous lineup, but the Ramstein Royals have an equally dangerous lineup. A lot of power in their lineup, especially from John Grudeluchen, who is probably the biggest kid out here, isn't he?
Yeah, 6'2". I mean, he's a tailback, right? He just plowed through guys in football.
Yeah, he had over 1,300 yards rushing. You know, we're giving football stats in this baseball game, but when you look at the guy's thighs, you can see how he's able to generate so much power for his pitching, for his hitting, and as a running back.
Yeah, and I mean, he's batting in the number 4 spot, and he's a dangerous hitter himself.
Well, you know, we're only 6 months away from Super 6, so.
I mean, it's never too early to start talking about it.
Never too early.
Somebody was chanting that earlier
Christmas
in one of the
July.
teams.
Yeah. So the Ramstein Royals will get up to bat now. They'll lead off with Justin Pendergrass, followed by Riley Moore, Caleb Garrido, John Grudeluchen, Dustin Labie, Tyler Hughes, Jacob Van Perries, Stan Hurley, and Ryan Burke. So Justin Pendergrass coming into this tournament batting .548. Pretty good for a leadoff hitter.
Not bad, especially when you can walk over 10 times in less than 50 at-bats, plate appearances. So, I mean, as a leadoff hitter, you're not just getting hits, but you're getting walks. Plus, this guy's a speed demon on the base paths.
But his biggest demon will be facing Ryan Mazells, excuse me, Dylan Mazells, who is an excellent pitcher. As we saw yesterday, they didn't want to have to use him against Heidelberg, but when they fell behind, they were able to pull him back. He pitched a couple innings. But also, we are streaming on AFN 360. We're streaming live radio, so check that out on afneurope.net, where you're probably watching this game right now. So Mazells get ready to pitch, and a nice pitch right over the plate. Pendergrass fouling it off out of play to start off the game. 0 balls in 1 strike.
Yeah, Mazells, when you see him get up there, you see him hold his glove up there, and he kind of digs his arm in when he's getting for the grip for the ball. And it was just a fastball that he threw, but he does that every single time so that when he does throw a curveball and he's throwing and holding a ball differently, he's not telegraphing what he's going to throw.
And that's something that we noticed watching the past few days there, the ball in the dirt for a 1-1 count. Well, we noticed the last few days we watched different teams, and some of the teams, their pitchers were telegraphing what pitch they were going to throw. How big of a difference does that make to the hitter?
Well, the hitter's job is to pick up the release point. That's the first thing. You're looking where the ball comes out of the hand. So, and also kind of in your peripherals as a batter is you're seeing the motion of a pitcher and how he's doing and really how he's approaching the plate. So when you see something off, it kind of cues the batter up. Okay, I'm going to see something different here.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there was a high pitch by Mazells, and the count now 2 balls and a strike on Justin Pendergrass, the center fielder.
Normally you want them to work to steal your signs, but not just hand it to them on a silver platter.
So he lays down a bunt, but it goes foul, so that'll bring it to 2-2. Not a bad idea, especially with Pendergrass's speed, not just on the base paths, but in the outfield. An excellent center fielder, able to cover a lot of ground, and that's something that we've seen with the teams that didn't make it. Some of their players not able to cover the ground that these 2 teams were able to cover. And I think that's why you're seeing these 2 teams here. They're not just good offensively, but good defensively, and of course, they both have great starting pitchers. So Mazells deals on the 2-2, and right over the plate. And that's one that Pendergrass is going to wish he had back.
Do you want anything? No, sir. I was just looking.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, a leadoff hitter, where you know, uh-oh, I wish I would have swung. Been there, done that, I think. So I think all 3 of us in the booth have been there.
At this point, you hit reset on your PlayStation or Xbox.
Yeah. So Riley Moore, number 11, the shortstop, steps into the box, batting .444 on the season. 2 outs here in a 0-0 game in the bottom of the first. Pitch a little bit outside for ball 1.
Riley Moore's just one of the seniors on the team. I think it's 8 that are in the starting lineup that have been a part of the last 2 championship teams. So all these guys are hungry.
Yeah.
These guys want to beat Patch bad.
A nice fastball there. It fouled out of play. So that is a 1-1 count. You got 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning in the DoDDS 2012 European Baseball Championship between the Ramstein Royals and the Patch Panthers. These two teams meeting for the 4th time consecutively in the championship game, with the Panthers winning the last 2 and the Royals winning the one before that. So these two teams are familiar with each other when it comes to championship games. And the pitch a little outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike with 1 out here.
All right, when you see Dylan up there, you're going to be looking at a fastball, both 4-seam and 2-seam. He's going to be using the 2-seam earlier on in the count, but the 4-seam is going to be coming out when he gets behind. He's also got a changeup, a circle change, and he's got a curveball that he used to get guys out.
Once again, the ball outside, 3 balls and a strike, and we talked to him about his fastball, and he says he gets the velocity up there to 87 miles an hour.
I mean, with the, I guess you want to say the stock of players in the DoDDS school system, to throw an 86, 87 mile an hour to some of these kids who haven't played as much as some of the schools back in the States, I mean, it's devastating. Some of them just go up there scared.
So right there, Moore able to draw a walk and get a pass ball, but he's not thinking about advancing to second base. So a nice start for them to get at least their second hitter up to bat with 1 out. Moore, another quick guy on the base paths, and just like the Panthers, the Royals like to move runners on the base paths. That's something that they talked about. That's, as you said, Jared, they like to play Royals ball. That's what they do.
Yeah, Ramstein baseball, and that's applying pressure. Just like they've been doing all year, that's how they get to 14 wins and 0 losses.
So there's another pitch in the dirt by Mazells, and the catcher not able to stop it, and Moore will advance to second base on the pass ball. So they've seen a few pass balls already in these games.
And normally you have an all-star battery here with Mazells and Smith, so that's pretty rare to have 2 pass balls.
So 1 ball, no strikes on Garrido, and another low pitch, and at least Smith was able to get that up there, but 2 balls and a strike with 1 out here.
Yeah, Mazells has got to keep his head in the game, and I'm sure he is. He's a senior. He's been playing for a while. He knows what he's doing. But I mean, when the guy on second is going 25 feet towards the next bag, you got to be thinking about him. And I'm sure he is.
And there's a nice pitch right over the plate, and he'll take that one for a strike. 2 balls and a strike here on Garrido, who comes into the game, or comes into the tournament batting .467 on the season, and he's a fast dude on the base pass, the number 3 hitter. And a nice shot towards center field, but the center fielder, C.J. Kellogg, right over there to grab it, and the runner will try to advance, and he is on to third. Riley Moore able to get over to third base on the sacrifice fly.
Yeah, when you run your drills, when you're out there under the sun every single day in the springtime with practicing with your peers, those are the type of drills and situations that you do. Your coach will be using the fungo bat. You know what I'm talking about. Whoop! Right out there in center. And you got to get that pitcher behind third to cover. And that's exactly what he does. That's experience right there. And that saved a run.
So for Ramstein, John Grudeluchin steps to the plate. This is the guy you want up to bat right now with a man on third base and 2 outs. This is exactly the situation you want to be in if you're John Grudeluchin. And he takes a strike right over the plate. Another pitch I think that John Grudeluchin wishes he might have swung at. So
if he knows what he's getting, he might see a little more swings today.
0-1 with a man on third base, 2 outs here in a 0-0 ball game in the bottom of the first inning. Mazells looks in for the sign, getting ready to deal. And the nice breaking ball really pulled the string on that one, getting John Grudeluchin way out in front of that. So 0-2 count now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, when you throw 87 miles an hour and then you got a nice delivery that's the same as your fastball, and then you just let that curveball topple over your top 2 fingers, it's scary.
And a ball there in the dirt. Yeah, I tell you, that's a very interesting call there to throw the ball in the dirt, if he did it on purpose, because I know because you don't want that pass ball to get through.
Can we get a zoom in on the catcher's signals to pick up that throw the ball in the dirt sign?
You definitely don't want to throw a 0-2 strike right down the middle. So the pitcher steps off for a second, batter steps out of the box, wants to get a little bit more relaxed on the 0-2 count.
Maybe you just make a shovel with your hand.
So Mazells looks in for the sign. Let's see what he gives the 0-2 pitch. Well, excuse me, the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. And a nice little foul off there as John Grudeluchin is battling. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on the big hitting Grudeluchin, who plays all over the field. He plays first base, plays a little bit of catcher, and pitches.
Yeah,
he dabbles.
He dabbles.
Yeah.
We call him the U for utility.
Yeah.
Mazells looking in for the side.
Like the great Jose Oquendo for the Cardinals.
Deals the ball right over there. The third baseman grabbing it. over to first base and out, and the side is retired. The threat is over, and that ends the first inning 0-0, and we are, it's the pitchers who are winning this game so far, right, Coach?
Yes, it is. It's going to come down to pitching and who makes the fewest mistakes.
And I think that's one of the things that you know, we've seen throughout this tournament is the teams with the better pitching are going to win the game. I mean, what's great about these two teams is they have great pitchers and great hitters. Both of them were able to save their ace for this championship game. C.J. Kellogg had to pitch yesterday for the Patch Panthers. He gave up 7 runs, and they had to bring in Mizelles for a couple innings, but that still made him eligible to pitch today, so they were able to save their ace.
Well, the hard thing is a lot of Ramstein and Patch don't have to throw out their 1 or 2, their aces out there. A lot of teams had to throw their aces out and use them early, and they were spent, and then they couldn't. There's just no pitching. And
that actually happened to Heidelberg earlier in the tournament, didn't Jarrett?
Yeah, Heidelberg wanted to pitch Weaver, but he went 7 innings the day before. I mean, for these young men out here who, I mean, they've been playing baseball their whole life. We got it, and they want to go out there. Every baseball player does. But it's dangerous, don't you think? I mean, 7 innings, and then you want to start them the next day. It's rough, but these guys want to win. They want to compete for that championship.
Well, the championship pitching rules state if you pitch 1 to 4 innings in one day, you don't need a rest in between. If you pitch 5 to 8 innings in one day, you need a 24 hours rest. And if you pitch 9+ innings, you have to have 3 days rest. And obviously in a 3-day tournament, you can't pitch again if you pitch 9 innings. And they also limit you with 15 innings pitched. So it kind of tries to level the playing field with pitching, but again, it's kind of the war of attrition.
And it goes back to the depth of the players that you're getting from these larger schools and how everybody's broken up. Because, I mean, if let's say Grotelution goes out, you know that they got like 1 or 2 more guys that are kind of equal on that level playing field.
So Ruben Rodriguez steps into the box. He'll be followed by Sean Rittenhouse and Austin LeMay for the Patch Panthers. Number 7, Ruben Rodriguez, the third baseman, gets a nice shot over to the shortstop, who's able to field it and then drops it, and that may be costly, especially with the hot-hitting Patch Panthers. Sean Rittenhouse coming up to bat. Number 8 coming into the tournament batting .378. So getting your leadoff runner on base, Coach, how important is that in an inning?
It's kind of, you want to have a pace setter. You get one guy on, and then you just kind of move it around, and you know they start going around the bases, and you just want something going, get it going.
Yeah, the last two championship games were decided by 1 run, so this very well could be about small ball. This game here.
So Grotelution deals and a little bit outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs here in the top of the 2nd inning of the 2012 Dodge European Baseball Championship, live from Ramstein, Germany. And right there, a nice hit over to the shortstop, who is able to get him out at second on the fielder's choice. And number 7, Dustin Labie, not able to keep his foot on the bag for the Ramstein Royals, and Rittenhouse is on base, thanks to the fielder's choice.
Yeah.
Still an out, though. So number 6, Austin LeMay, coming into the tournament batting .471, steps into the plate. He is the shortstop for the Patch Panthers. Grotelution getting ready to deal here, keeping the man over there on first base, and that's one of the things you know as a pitcher. And we're looking at the replay here of the, you just saw the replay of the pulled foot. It was a good call by the umpire there.
Moore's throw caused LeBay to pull off the bag, and subsequently the runner was safe.
Hey, Eric, can you calm down the big words?
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. We just met.
So, and actually on that play, the man at first base was running all the way. That was a steal, and that's something that we're going to see a lot of in this game. Wouldn't you say, Jarrett?
Yeah, a little hit and run. Never hurt nobody.
So Sean Rittenhouse, a fast guy at second base, and
he went spelunkering on that one.
Well, why not? When your team batting average is over 500, why not put a hit and run on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So 1 out here in the top of the 1st. Grotelution looking in for the sign. Number 6, LeMay waits. A ball low and inside.
So just like Dylan Mizelles on the Patch squad, Grulution is coming up with a fastball, both 2-seam, 4-seam. He's got a changeup that he can throw for strikes that he says he likes to use that just like a fastball, and also a curveball.
So a pitch right over the plate is LeMay is called out looking, but able to advance on the plate was Sean Rittenhouse with the steal. So a strike him out, almost to throw him out, but not quite. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Got a man on second base, and number 11, Andrew Bucks Kemper, as they call him, Bucksy, steps into the plate, batting .421 coming into this tournament.
He was a part of that squad that went traveling last year after the 2011 championship. They put together a team, and I believe that he was part of that squad that went to Indianapolis and Florida, if I'm correct in saying.
So Bucks Kemper waiting for the pitch from DoDDS, who checks the runner at second base. The pitch is in, and nice pitch right over the plate. That's about the bottom of the strike zone right there, but a nice pitch to get him 0-1 to start off his at-bat. So DoDDS looking in for the sign, checks the runner at second again, as he knows he is very possible Rittenhouse to steal that third base. A high pitch, 1-1 the count here with 2 outs in the top of the first. Top of the second, excuse me.
May have been mistaken with Bucks Kemper because he's only a freshman.
Then you must have been mistaken.
He could be from the Dominican, and they lied about his age. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Bucks Kemper is definitely a Latin name.
He's 27 years old. Yeah.
There's an inside pitch to bring the count to 2 balls and a strike here on Bucks Kemper with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning of the 2012 Dodge European Baseball Championship. A little bit outside, 2-2 is the count now.
It was the European AAU underclassmen team. He played in Florida, and the Polny Colt League European champion team, he played in Indiana. So I was half right.
You were.
Do I get half credit, teacher?
Well, as G.I. Joe said, knowledge is half the battle. So.
And I got half of the knowledge. So.
Yes, you do. There you go.
And strike 3. Oh, he gets. Not sure what that call was. That it called strike. He thought he was going to get the walk, but did not happen. DoDDS looking in. The pitch, a little bit outside. And the runner is called out at third base. A beautiful throw by the catcher to get the runner on third when they had the walk.
Yeah, I mean, you got the bottom of the lineup up, and when you're going to try and make something happen in these games that are decided by 1 or 2 runs, you're going to want to do it like when you're not expecting. You know what you're getting. You're getting to the sluggers in the top of the order, so why not try to make something happen?
So you look at the replay there, and you can see that Sharpie made that perfect tag over there at third base. An excellent play by the third baseman, and an excellent throw by the catcher, Jacob Van Paries. An excellent play there. So after, nope, looks like we have an interview, Jared.
So we're here with Mr. Pendergast, the father of Justin on the Ramstein Royals team. But sir, you don't only just have a son on the team, you also helped out with the broadcast to kind of make this happen. What exactly did you help us out with?
That is correct, sir. We coordinated some of the equipment to use for the cameras out here. Mm-hmm. You know, higher platforms so they can get the better shots down on the field.
Yeah, I mean, without Mr. Pendergast's help, you would have been looking at a whole bunch of shots through the fence. But what is it like to see your son out here?
It's amazing. Dodge Europe baseball over the last 4 years that I've been here is steadily increasing. You know, we've been here 4 years now, and that's the birth of the baseball here in Europe. And each year it gets better and better. You know, we had a player last year get drafted to the MLB straight out of Stuttgart High School, which is amazing. And it just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah. Did you play baseball as a kid growing up?
No, sir. I worked all the time. I was on a farm. I grew up on a farm, so you know it's always busy, and we worked all the time. So I didn't get a chance to go and experience that. So that's things I want my kids to experience. You know.
Yeah, it's a very special time for Pendergast. So thanks for taking the time with us.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by and airing this for everybody, especially the families in the States and the parents that are deployed right now down there. Appreciate it.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so heading back to the game, Dustin Levy up to bat for the Ramstein Royals, coming into the tournament batting .435. He is 0 balls, 2 strikes right now, as Mizels looks in for the pitch on the 0-2 count. and just a little bit outside as the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. If you'd like to send us a Facebook shout out, go to the AFN Europe Facebook page and just say, hey, you know, we want to give a shout out to whoever you want, and we want the Ramstein Royals to win, or we want the Patch Panthers to win, and we'll say it out there for you. So there's a ball in the dirt there, bringing the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes with no outs here in the bottom of the 2nd inning in a 0-0 game on this beautiful day in Ramstein, Germany. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes as Mazels looks in. And a nice breaking ball. Jelly legs Labie at the plate. A nice pitch on the outside corner.
Yeah, that was one All-European tournament teammate striking out another All-European tournament teammate.
So we're going to look at the replay of that pitch here, and you can see he's able to find the outside.
Found the outside of the plate all right.
Yeah, he did. I guess we're going to show a replay of another pitch. So Tyler Hughes up to bat and a ball high, and Tyler Hughes coming into these tournament batting .471 on the season. So he starts off with a 1 ball, no strikes count, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd. Mazels deals, and a breaking ball low for ball 2.
The 16-year-old sophomore Tyler Hughes coming out of Phoenix, Arizona. His favorite player, Tim Lincecum.
The Freak.
Is that what his name is?
Isn't it? So a ball low again, and 3 balls, no strikes here on Tyler Hughes, who pitched yesterday, didn't he, Jarrett?
Tyler Hughes?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe he was a southpaw, yeah.
Now, he's from Arizona, but he likes the Giants.
Well, he likes Tim Lincecum.
Okay.
He likes the Royals,
So
oddly enough. So, I mean...
No, you figure it'd be a Diamondback fan.
yeah, something. I mean, California's not too far away.
So a strike called there, 3 balls and 1 strike on Hughes, who waits for the pitch from Mazels. The pitch right over the plate. He's able to line it out to right center field, and that ball is down for a nice base hit. A single by Tyler Hughes to start off the inning after 1 out.
That was a Texas leaguer there.
So we're going to look at the replay of that hit now. Tyler Hughes, as you can see, hits a nice shot over to right center field, and a nice way to start off the tournament for him.
It was a good way to fight off an inside pitch, get the bat around, and still do something with it.
So Mazels checks the runner at first, and number 4, Jacob Van Perry's up to bat, and he hits a shot towards the right fielder, who is already in position to catch that, and he is out. That is Ryan Tannenbaum making the catch there. 2 outs now for the Ramstein Royals, and number 44, Matt Sharpie, steps into the box.
I mean, that goes to show you how much depth these teams have. That was the number 7 batter putting it on the warning track. I mean, you're expecting that stuff out of the 3 and the 4 batter, even the 5 guy. But I mean, when the 7 gets up there and has the chance to go yard, if you will, I mean, it makes you think as a pitcher.
So a ball outside on Matt Sharpie with 2 outs here, a runner on first base for the Ramstein Royals. In a 0-0 ball game right here in the bottom of the 2nd, which is a lot of what we expected between 2 teams with great pitching. And Mazels looks in for the sign. Deals, and Sharpie able to foul it off. It looks like it's going to go out of play, and that is 1-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Runner was going, and I mean, it's interesting to see the way these coaches are handling it. Both of them are getting down in the bottom of the lineup here and trying to make something happen, putting on some hit and runs.
It's a feeling out process too, and to go back to what you were saying earlier about the depth of the roster, it was like I remember in 05 National League Championship Series, the Cardinals had like a murderer's row.
And there again, a pass ball, and the runner will advance to second base. That's Tyler Hughes moving, and he had to imagine he was going to be moving on that play no matter what. So 2 outs here. Sharpie with a 2-1 count. Mazels needs to settle down. I think between him and the catcher, Jack Smith, and make sure that they limit those pass balls, especially with runners on base.
That's 3 already.
So he deals and hits a shot over to the second baseman, Andrew Buxkamper, who shoots it over to the first baseman, and ends the threat. And after 2 innings, it's 0-0 in the 2012 Dodge European Baseball Championship. And 0-0 the game, and we watched both these teams play over the past couple days, and they didn't have 0-0 games. They were blowing teams out, they were hitting well, they were pitching well. These are two teams that really didn't have much trouble getting here. When
you put all their games up, list them. I mean, there's some games that are like 20-plus runs, 20-1. I mean, they've been annihilating people. In fact, they've lost 1 game each in the last 2 years of play. I mean, minus the championship game, of course. But Ramstein's last loss was 14 months ago, I want to say, against K-Town. And Patch's last loss was, I want to say, Heidelberg. Yeah, even further away. So, I mean, they're not used to losing.
Right. Also, you know, one of the things we want to talk about is AFN 360, where you can listen to AFN streaming on afneurope.net, nonstop streaming radio. It's an excellent thing, wouldn't you say, Jarrett?
And how much does that cost?
It's free.
Oh.
That's the best part about AFN.
There you go.
Zing!
So we're getting ready to start off the 3rd inning here for the Patch Panthers. They're going to start off with their number 9 hitter, Andrew Maneni, batting .308 coming into the tournament. And then you go back to the top of that murderer's row of a lineup. So if he's able to get on, then you're looking at C.J. Kellogg, Jack Smith, and Dylan Mazzels.
Well, like I was saying earlier, like when the Cardinals, when your number 2 hitter is Larry Walker, you know, you have a pretty formidable lineup. There was Walker, Pujols, what else? Roland.
So Manini steps into the box now, number 18, the first baseman. Like I said, batting .308 coming into this tournament. And the pitcher, John Grudeluchin, looking in for the sign, deals a ball low. And that is 1 ball, no strikes to start off the top of the 3rd inning. So Maneni stepped back and into the box with a 1-0 count. Grudeluchin deals, and a nice breaking ball over the plate for strike 1, 1-1 here in the top of the 3rd. Grudeluchin gets set with the pitch and a breaking ball, and Maneni able to foul it off, bringing the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes here. No outs, as he is the leadoff batter for this inning. And if he gets on, then the actual leadoff batter, C.J. Kellogg, gets on up to bat.
I call him Beardy.
We'll talk about him when he gets up to the plate. So a ball low, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and I think the pitcher thought that was a strike. I think the batter thought that was a strike because he was ready to walk back to the dugout.
The catcher was about to throw it around the horn.
But it doesn't matter what they think. What matters is what the umpire thinks, and he thinks it's a 2-2 count. So Maneni gets ready for the pitch. Grudeluchin deals, and the same pitch again, low, but this time Maneni swinging and fouling it off. So 2-2 count here with no outs in a scoreless game in the top of the 3rd inning, 0-0 in the 2012 Dodge European Baseball Championship between the Ramstein Royals and the Patch Panthers here in Ramstein, Germany. Grudeluchin deals and gets him swinging and missing for strike 3. And Grudeluchin, one of those guys, what is he averaging? 2 strikeouts an inning?
Yeah, I think it's something absurd. Like in the regular season, I think it was about 39 strikeouts in about 18 innings of pitch time, of pitching.
So up to bat, C.J. Kellogg, the center fielder, who is batting .500 coming into this season. And just looking at his beard, you could probably guess who his favorite baseball player is. So a pitch outside.
Steve Bedrosian?
It's actually Brian Wilson, pitcher for the Giants.
Or Bruce Sutter, there you go.
Yeah. So a breaking ball inside for a ball, 2 balls, no strikes for C.J. Kellogg.
Yeah, Kellogg is also part of that traveling team in the States. Went to the Colt World Series, played all-region, AAU underclassman, 4th place. He's another seasoned vet.
And he just looked at a breaking ball for a strike, 2 balls and a strike with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Grudeluchin deals in a beautiful strike right over the plate, 2-2 now on the young right-handed hitter, C.J. Kellogg. So Grudeluchin throws another breaking ball. This one hit right back to the 3rd baseman, Sharpie, who deals it right back over and ends the threat there. 2 outs now here in the top of the 3rd inning. So up to bat, number 5, Jack Smith comes in. He hit into a fielder's choice in his last at bat, and he will step into the box. Like I said, he was batting .625 coming into this tournament, a hot hitter. He hit a 2-run home run against Heidelberg yesterday in the semifinals, which played into their win yesterday. So the pitch, a breaking ball again. So we're seeing a lot of breaking balls by DoDDS right now.
Yeah, first time he was up, they saw a lot of fastballs. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to mix it up, in and out. Second time up, as soon as these guys get their timing down, you take 10 miles per hour off.
So DoDDS looking in, ready to deal to Jack Smith, the catcher for the Panthers, and he looks at a strike right over the plate. And once again,
it looks like he took another 5 off that one.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
It did.
So DoDDS looking in. Deals and high and outside. Definitely don't want to throw him a strike in that 0-2 situation. So 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. And that is a beautiful pitch. And that ends the top of the 3rd inning. Yeah, just a lot of breaking balls from there. Do you expect that many breaking balls? We're gonna look
you got to mix it up.
We're gonna look at the replay here, and you can just see this beautiful pitch is just freezing the Jack Smith at the plate.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're about to have another interview here with another parent, a parent of Dylan Mazells, who is the starting pitcher for the Patch Panthers and one of the top players in all of Dodge Europe.
Yeah, he's got a long list of things. And sir, can you tell me what is it like when you see your boy out there and he's starting the championship game? What is that like for you?
Well, lucky for me, I got to go through it last year, and so he's got one under his belt. And more importantly, I have one under my belt because I'm a bigger wreck than he is.
He seems like a strong kid out there.
He loves it. He wants the ball in his hands. I'm the one that's pacing all over the place.
So he plans to play college ball, right?
Yeah, he's very interested in playing college ball. He's got some, what we call some offers from Texas Wesleyan and some interest from some other D1 schools, but he wants to go where he can play right away and make an impact. So he's probably going to go NAIA, where it looks like he'll have a chance maybe to get some playing time that first year.
Yeah, definitely talented. So for the people who aren't, I guess, familiar with the Dodge sports experience, what is the atmosphere for these kids? What do they get to do that's so unique?
Well, a couple of things about playing ball in Europe is just you're always your comparison to stateside ball, and you're always worried that you're not competing or being at that level. And honestly, when you're only getting 16 to 20 games a year versus the kids back in States getting 90, that is a concern. But there's been a group of parents here at Ramstein and Stuttgart in the last 5 years who have put together all-star teams that have traveled to every country in Europe almost, as well as gone stateside, trying to get these kids not only the exposure but the reps against quality teams. And what you're seeing out here today is the byproduct of that. You're seeing kids from both Ramstein and Patch, and even some of the Heidelberg players and kids that didn't make it to the championship that have played on these traveling teams. And you're seeing more confidence level. You're seeing more improved ball because of that.
Right, and maybe the 16 to 20 games that they get to play, maybe that has something to do with your son batting over 700 in the regular season.
Yeah.
All right, sir, thanks for taking the time.
You bet, my pleasure. Hey, thanks, AFN. You don't know what this means to the parents.
All right, thank you.
All right, so Ryan Burke up to bat for the Ramstein Royals, coming into the tournament batting .250. He is the young second baseman, and he fouls off the first pitch for a 0-1 count. And that will start off the bottom of the 3rd inning in this 0-0 game. And Mazells still on the hill for the Patch Panthers, where I expect him to be the entire 7 innings.
Yeah, just like last year. Mazells was on the hill the whole time, and DoDDS was on the hill the whole time. These are your workhorses. These are the guys that you lay the game on their shoulders and say, you know what? The ball's in your hand, big guy. So lead us to victory.
Absolutely, and a pitch high there by Mazells, a 1-1 count, and obviously his dad coming in here, very proud papa. Hey, when your kid bats over 700, he gets excited. So a little foul ball there by Ryan Burke is able to get a little piece of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes here with no outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning in this scoreless Dodge European Championship baseball game.
Yeah, 700 again. I'm still thinking about it. I mean, he gets a hit more times than Shaq will make a free throw. I mean, that's
I think
crazy.
you're discrediting his batting average.
Yeah,
now.
you are. So Mazells deals, and Berg able to get a piece of just a little pop-up to the center fielder, C.J. Kellogg, who makes the catch there. The bearded one in center field is I will label him.
Those are the type of fly balls that a couple of the folks on the other teams that were in the semis, they were having troubles with. Just one or two that actually put them in a bad spot. So, I mean, you can tell the difference between the teams that that have the depth, that have the practice time, that know each other, and then the teams that are already eliminated.
So up to bat is the leadoff hitter, Justin Pendergrass, who came into the tournament batting .548 and struck out looking at his last at bat. And 1 out now as he steps out of the box, calls time as he wants to get reset. Mazells getting ready to pitch here, looks in for the sign.
Pendergrass is a big part of their pressure on the base paths. Very fast. You know, he gets the walks, he gets the hits, and the 11th graders coming out of Anchorage, Alaska. Favorite player? Anybody? Anybody want to take a guess? Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins, huh?
Jimmy Rollins.
Is he still with the Phillies?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think he's.
Did he have a 39-game hit streak or something like that? He was close.
Wasn't enough. I don't see any rings.
So Pendergrass talking with the third base coach just for a second as he gets back into the box with a 0-1 count.
Maybe he's trying to figure out his favorite player. Maybe change it to.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mazells looks in for the sign, getting ready to deal to Justin Pendergrass. The pitch underway, and a little bouncy ball over to the shortstop, who's able to throw it over to first base, but the ball gets by. Pendergrass would have made it anyway, as the throw was a little bit off by Andrew Buxkemper, and the first baseman, Andrew Meneni, not able to glove that, but the runner did not advance, so I guess no harm, no foul.
Okay, so now what you got here is you got a speedy guy on the base paths. You got your number 2 hitter, which is he's just batting a modest .444 for the regular season. So right now you're really trying to make something happen in this scoreless game.
Yeah, Riley Moore, the shortstop, walked in his last at bat, and with fast man at second base, I would imagine we're going to see someone running towards second. And he shows bunt, and he doesn't lay it down, but Pendergrass able to steal the base without a problem as the throw was a little off by the catcher, Jack Smith.
It seemed like somebody might have missed a sign there because there was a delay.
I think Smith wanted to pitch out, and then when it came in, then he had a little hitch when he threw it to second base.
All right, we're going to look at the replay here of the throw, and there you can see the throw is just a little bit off target, and Pendergrass able to make it right to the bag. So a nice play, but yeah, it looked like that was actually supposed to be a sacrifice bunt that he just missed. But there it is, ball 2.
Looked like 3 yards in a cloud of dust there.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, a scoreless game. Mazells looks in for the sign at the 2-0 count. Shows bunt again, and this time it's called a strike. Nice, probably the edge of the high part of the strike zone right there.
You can't really blame Moore because they teach you when you go up there and bunt, you stick your bat out. If it's above your bat, you draw it back. If it's below, then lay down the bunt. And that was above it, and he pulled it back, but it called it a high strike. Similar to that pitch.
Similar to that pitch, almost a duplicate of the last pitch. But 3 balls now and a strike with 1 out, and Pendergrass at second base, taking a nice lead. Mazells looks over to check the runner, and he steps off, says, hey, get back to second base. Trying to keep the base runners honest. And how important, Coach, is it to keep base runners honest in this game?
Well, you don't want to give them too much of a lead, because then if you get a sac fly, they can tag up and move to the next base or even cross the pace station there.
So once again, keeping Pendergrass on second base, as he does not want him getting a good lead, because the bigger the lead, if that gets a bloop single, he's going to get home on that.
Yes.
So Mazells deals, and a low pitch, but Moore fouling it off. Riley Moore to make the count full now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Riley Moore was able to induce a walk in his last at bat, and I'm sure he wants a base hit right here, but I'm also sure that he would gladly take a walk to let Caleb Garrido get up there. So a nice breaking ball right over the plate and just froze Riley Moore. And that is 2 outs here in the bottom of the third as Caleb Garrido gets up to bat.
That is another big play. I mean, you stun them with 87-mile-an-hour fastballs. You got a guy on second, and then you throw this hook that freezes the number 2 batter. Yeah, and it's such a big out too with the scoreless game and a guy in scoring position. You know, then you got your beast here with the leader of the team, Caleb Garrido.
So Caleb Garrido steps into the box. He flew out to center field in his last at bat, and he waits for the pitch, and that pitch is called strike right over the plate, and Garrido now down in the count 0-1. So with 2 outs here, a man on second base, Caleb Garrido up to bat, an 0-2 count now. So 0-2 count, is this the point where, Jarrett, you need to shorten your swing, make sure you make contact?
Well, I mean, you're always focusing on contact. That was one of the things that they wanted to really emphasize in this game, rather than what they didn't do last game, was keep the pressure on Mizell's. Not getting that momentum. If they get a couple runs and they get ahead in the game, that they go ahead and just keep some pressure on, keep hitting the ball, because it does so much mentally for a pitcher to get in that stride. And they want to disrupt that and keep it going to play Ramstein baseball.
So Mizell's looks in for the sign for the 1-2 pitch, and a shot right back up the middle, and it looks as if Justin Pendergrass will get home as he is through, and now they've got a rundown on Caleb Garrido, and he is safe at second base. And that is, looks like the Patch players are not happy with that, but Caleb Garrido very happy with that, as is Pendergrass. And we look at the replay here at second base, and you can see he is under that tag, but I believe that that's a close call right there.
It is. That's why we have umpires out there. Sometimes it's judgment calls. I mean, they were closer than we were.
Yeah, I believe that Patch felt as if they had blocked the base enough where Caleb Garrido wasn't able to get his hand on there, but it looked as if he might have gotten in there and squeezed in there. So John Grudeluchin steps up to bat. He had a ground out to third base in his last at bat, and he looks at a strike for strike 1, 0-1, 2 outs here, and now a 1-0 game in favor of the Ramstein Royals in the bottom of the third of the Division I Dodge High School Baseball Championship.
I thought Caleb got a little greedy there, but I thought he was going to get caught in that rundown, but he managed to escape Houdini-like.
So Grudeluchin looks at a ball outside, a 1-1 count. The umpire steps away for a second and wants to talk to the Patch coach, who I think still not too happy about that call at second base.
Where's Lou Pinello when you need him?
So Grudeluchin waiting here, and he came into this game batting .514 in the tournament. Like I said, he grounded out to third base to end the inning in the first inning. But now you've got a speedy man at second base in Caleb Garrido. Mizell's looking in, getting ready to deal on the 1-1 pitch. Checks the runner at second. And a ball in the dirt, and the catcher, Jack Smith, able to gobble that up and not allow that runner to advance to third base. And a nice play there by Jack Smith. And that is 2-1 now in the count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning.
It's a big moment in the game right here. You got solid pitching, every run counts. You're 3 and 4 hitters.
So Grudeluchin looks at a ball, and Garrido, well, that's the one we're going to have to see a replay right there. Garrido gets caught in a rundown at second base, and
Grudeluchin is not happy.
Grudeluchin not happy with that, as he felt that he should have been given the opportunity to swing. So let's see if we can get a replay on that call at third base, or at second base, excuse me. And here you can see
it was another close play.
Able to make the tag.
But the fact of the matter is you have your cleanup